I've lived in Taiwan for over 8 years. The reason why I came here was because of girl. It was a Taiwanese girl I met in England when I studied university, and she was studying the same school. Originally we were planning to come here just for a while, just temporarily, and then eventually move back to England. But I ended up here, we broke up, but we are still very good friends. When I was opening business about 6 years ago, it was very difficult. There's this special department where you have to approve everything, and it's only for foreigners department, right? Taiwanese, they don't have to go there. And the funny part was, I don't know whether it changed or not, but at the time all the paperwork was in Chinese. No one could speak English there. And because I was like always, at the time my girlfriend, she was helping me with the paperwork, but then I would go there by myself. And they were even like, they get annoyed, and they were asking me, why you don't ask some Taiwanese to come here to deal with that, right? And I was thinking, what? Like, you are a department that serves only foreigners here in Taiwan. How come you are upset that you have to speak English, or they couldn't speak English actually, they didn't speak English. So I hope that this has changed. I'm not sure, I haven't heard, but I hope that this has changed, because it's actually otherwise it's quite a problem for foreigners opening businesses in Taiwan. There were many big challenges, but I think what really helped that the previous tenants we had here, we could see why they failed. One thing is product. You have to have a very good product. If you don't have a product that stands out, you're going to fail, especially if you are in a location like this, that we are not in the city center, we are in a small neighborhood. The second thing is passion. You have to have passion about what you do. You cannot do it for money, or just like, oh, I want to get rich, so I will open a restaurant. It's more that you do it because you want to do it, or there is some passion about it. And the third thing is service. You have to have really good customer service, because at the end of the day, people, they don't come here only for the food. If they want to have a dinner, they can buy food for 70 NT at 7-Eleven. They don't have to come here and paying 400 NT for dish. The reason why people go to restaurants is for the service. They want to be served and they want to be looked after. We are the only Czech restaurant in Taiwan, so it makes it a little bit easier. We actually started this place out of passion. It wasn't because we want to make money. So I think this is what the customers can feel, that it's not only a place that we ask them to come, eat, pay and leave. The most popular meal on our menu is goulash, steak tartare, Svíčková. But I think the food we serve here, it's really homemade style. We had actually reviews from Czech customers, Czech people who came here to have dinner and have beer, and they were saying, oh, your beer and your goulash or your food is actually better than what we can get in Czech pubs in Czech Republic. When we have decided to open a Czech restaurant, so there was actually people were telling me that I should localize the food, that there are lots of flavors that probably Taiwanese are not going to like. I resolutely said no, like there is no way we are going to localize or adjust the food for the Taiwanese taste. Taiwanese people or any people around the world, when they go to foreign restaurant, they actually go there to experience something new, something different. If you localize it, if you change the recipe, so then it's kind of losing the point. Although we had to adjust one recipe, and it was for Svíčková. It's a marinated sirloin. One of the main ingredients in the sauce is root of parsley, but it's absolutely impossible to get it here in Taiwan. I think probably not. It's impossible to get in entire Asia. Then I realized that the white radish is actually from the same family as parsley, and in my opinion, it even tastes better than the original recipe, because the white radish, it brings a little bit more sweetness to it, and it's smoother. So it's the only thing that we had to adjust. But it wasn't because we wanted to adjust to the Taiwanese taste, but it was just because there was no way to find this ingredient. To anybody who wants to open a Western restaurant here, don't do lunches. During the day they work, they have only 1 hour for lunch, and they don't usually used to spend too much money. If you would be serving lunch, so the competitors would be any other Taiwanese restaurant. It would be our competitors. But for the dinner, we don't really see any competitors here. At the very beginning, all the dishes were prepared by me. I took all the recipes either from a cookbook I bought in Czech or from internet. I decided for some certain dishes, and then I had to try to cook them and see how it will taste. I feel like garlic in Czech Republic or in Europe is way stronger than here in Taiwan. For example, when we do garlic soup, we have to put there like 2 times more amount of garlic than we would use in Czech. So there was probably a month's time of period where I was cooking the food and where I had to experience with that and really kind of trying to find the right taste that I want it to be. And afterwards I created a very precise guidelines how to cook, like exactly on how many pinches of salt, how many this and that. So then when I get to teach people how to cook, they just have to follow the guidelines. So most of the staff who works here, they are part-timers, and it's usually either students or people who have other jobs and they have just passion for food or for serving customers. I don't think actually there are many people in Taiwan who have a full-time job as a restaurant staff or bar staff. Like they either own the bar or the restaurant, or it's their part-time job or temporary job. So I think this is extremely difficult to find good staff here in Taiwan for restaurant. In last year, when the pandemic starts, we were pretty lucky here in Taiwan. So it kind of got under control and there was never any lockdown. It was quite actually funny because one day it was in spring 2020, and when we were drinking here with our, actually it was some Czech friends. Czech Republic was in lockdown, there was no restaurants open. So probably we were the only Czech pub in the world that was open. I think it was definitely great that the Czech delegation came to Taiwan, and I think they sent a very strong signal to China and to the world. The first couple of months after his visit, we were completely busy. There was we were fully booked every day. We had to turning people away, that there was no room for them. And for long term as well, we get big media coverage, so it was a massive free advertisement for us. Before the visit, when I would say I'm from Czech, people would always, oh yeah, they would always have something to say about Czech. They would always have, someone would be football fans. So they'd be, oh yeah, football, it's great, and you have, good football players. Then someone would be more into animation, so we have Schwankmajer is a very famous animator. Actually, lots of people, they know Kundera with his unbearable lightness of being. It's actually, living in Taiwan or abroad, I realized how big Kundera is abroad. One of the reasons why we get such a big following, that we've been more than just a restaurant. It was always more as a culture spot where we would be doing movie nights every Thursday. And also we were quite vocal about the politics in Taiwan. So we would be supporting Tsai Ing-wen when she got re-elected. We were supporting the law for gay marriage. We are very vocal in this, and we are not scared that some people are not going to like us. This is actually where we get lots of following, especially from the young Taiwanese people. That we kind of share this sense for fairness and democracy. And it actually started when I used to work in BBDO, in the advertising agency, and there was this sunflower revolution. And I actually went there, I went there every day. At the time I was actually telling lots of my foreign friends, I was telling them, hey, you want to join? You want to go with me? And they were scared, they didn't want to go. But there's actually a law that as a foreigner, you cannot interfere with the Taiwanese politics. So actually, if someone would want, they could just kick me out of Taiwan just for openly supporting this revolution, this sunflower revolution. If me, in the name of our business, if I talk openly about the politics and about the importance of democracy and expressing my opinions, I'm actually risking losing these customers. But I don't mind. I would never trade the freedom of speech. I would never self-censor myself for vision making more money. I didn't want this place be just a restaurant. You know, it wasn't only about the food. I wanted to be this kind of like a place with certain way of thinking and certain way of living. So I'm actually happy that people can see that, you know, that they can hear our voices. I've been a foreigner for 13 years. I lived in England before, now I live in Taiwan. And I think it's definitely an advantage. You see things from the outside, so you see a little bit more than the local people. But it's not because they would want to see, but it's just because they live here and they don't see it. If you are a foreigner in a foreign place, you are more curious. You know, you want to explore more. I try to learn about the culture, about the people, about their behavior, and in a very humble way to try to show them a little bit different point of view, just like foreign point of view. By opening the restaurant and by running the restaurant, I don't think that anything has changed in my perspective. I'd never consider myself as a business person, and I don't think I have any business philosophy. I just do things I like to do and I try to do it right.